In 2019, approximately 4,000 personnel and 1,300 Army families will be relocating to Salisbury Plain under the Army Basing Programme. Aspire Defence is delivering key infrastructure for the programme, making sure soldiers have everything they need to live, work and train.
The Army Basing Programme is a £1.8 billion investment for the British Army in the United Kingdom to take us out to 2020.
So the soldiers that come into Larkhill Garrison, the 3 additional regiments, will have some of the best and most developed training and living facilities in defence. So one of the key components of us bringing in the 3 additional regiments is we've gone outside the wire, we call it outreach, and we're linking up with local Wiltshire councillors and looking at opportunities for employment and delivery of welfare facilities outside the wire.
The customer experience is really important to my staff and the business as a whole. I must say the Army is without question one of the best customers I've ever worked for, and we are really proud to be building some solid foundations for the Army's future. We have developed an excellent working relationship with the Army at all levels in order to meet their requirements and minimise any impact our site operations may have on the day-to-day activities across all their garrisons.
We pretty much have contact with the contractors on a daily basis, ensuring that obviously the everyday working routine is not overly disrupted, both from a military and also a civilian perspective. And I think it's a partnership that works particularly well, and it understands and recognises the requirements of our soldiers.
Our current priorities are to complete some key critical assets which must be completed on time to ensure the Army Basing Programme remains on track.
The success of ABP is fundamentally affected by our relationships with our supply chain. So they're absolutely fundamental. A collaborative working environment is paramount. If we're to enjoy the trials and tribulations that are encountered during the life cycle of a project or programme. So it's absolutely fundamental that we understand our supply chain. The supply chain understands us as the programme integrator, and indeed we both understand the British Army as our key customer.
The Army Basing Programme has been a significant part of our business for the last 3 years in that it's given us an extremely stable platform to work from in the factory. Unlike most of the contractors that work here on site, our business is split between the factory side and working on site. So our factory is based in Ringwood, which is about 50 miles away from Salisbury Plain, so ideally placed to actually bring modules here. We employed about 100 people in the factory throughout the course of the project, and that's ongoing in line with the work on site. And the site works, we've also been employing about 150 to 200 people constantly for the last 18 months. So from a stability point of view, it's been extremely good for the business.
We're working safely, to time and to budget, delivering modern, purpose-built, high-quality accommodation.
Well, before anyone can set out on site, safety first is definitely demonstrated by having an overall induction. This means they understand all the site rules before they come out on site. Then when they get to site, they get a site-specific induction. This is so that they understand the risks and the hazards out on site before they step foot. We understand it's different on every single site, so this is highlighting all the different industries they have.
The work we're doing on site will benefit the soldiers in improving morale while on site and also having somewhere to come back to at the end of the day to enjoy.
The priorities for the construction programme heading into 2019 are really the eat and sleep accommodation. We're only too aware that the Army is coming back from Germany in the summer, next summer, in summer of 19, and we know that they actually need somewhere to eat, they need somewhere to sleep, or else that move is really put in jeopardy. So my team are very much focused on the critical assets that are associated with that. So the diner here, the mess accommodation and the single living accommodation. They're the absolute focus. However, I'm also aware that all the technical accommodation also is necessary for the Army to operate, and so we're really making sure that that's being brought along as well.
I think the project will greatly benefit our service personnel and their families with fit for purpose accommodation. Great facilities, both internal and external, recreational facilities. Overall, I think it obviously suits the modern day soldier within this environment.
The relationship between Aspire and the British Army customer has been fantastic over the entirety of the contract. They're a demanding customer, but they expect the best, and that's what we want to deliver from Aspire.